Hello, thank you for joining me on this. I was about to say spring evening. It's winter's kind of not giving up easy. Spring is playing hard to get. It's cold, um, but give it a few weeks, I suppose. I'm going to try and rattle through this, um, hopefully without too much umming and ahhing. But you know what I'm like. I don't want to get bogged down in editing. I'll just shut up and get on with it. I've been to one of these again. Bloomsbury Fairs. They don't always have the pulp section, I think, but this time, I think about every 6 or 8 months or so, they'll have a little pulp section. And of course, I inevitably end up there and come away with a mixture of interesting items and some real stupid shit. So on that, like, let me just get. Why did I buy this? I don't know. That something made me buy this, but what? I've never really watched it. Even I sort of know what it is. Um, was never that into it, but somehow I had to pick this up. A novelisation of the fucking Partridge Family. I don't know. This it might not stay on my shelf long. Maybe I'll give it a whirl. We'll see. I'm a bit compulsive sometimes. I just go, yeah, I'll have that. Just get home. What? Anyway, I read this years ago, probably decades ago, probably in the early 90s. Thomas de Quincey's Confessions of an English Opium Eater. I think at the time I first picked this, I had no idea you ate it. I don't know. I'm not really sure whether it's still a thing on the, is it on the menu these days? You get opiates, actual opium. I'm not sure how much that's done, to be honest. I don't really move in those circles. I remember this being sort of fairly harrowing. I don't know if we could call him a sort of William Burroughs of his day or what, but I can't remember. It's a long time, but it'll be interesting to revisit this. Okay, next. To be honest, I've never seen the novel of this before for some reason. Though I'm familiar with Goldman because I covered his Magic, which I read many times over the years. This, if nothing else, it's a reminder I need to rearrange that visit to the dentist. Next, okay, I'd never heard of this. It's sort of, just on the strength of the colour and the blurb on the back. It's a late 70s corgi. It seems to have some sort of cult. I mean, the fact that the NME reviewed it, as well as the Guardian, the Times, tells me it has must have some sort of vague, sort of hipsterish cachet to it. But I don't know. I'll give it a read and see what I make of it. Really. Dr. Rat. I've read King Rat, never read Dr. Rat. Anyway, all right. Genre fiction is always a feature of these events. There always is an awful lot of sci-fi, which I only really have rather a limited capacity for. Sort of delved in here and there, but I'm not that sold on it, so I've got to root through. But of course, other genres rear their head, of which the youth cult novel, inevitably on the New English Library imprint, will show up. And one feature of those is the biker novels, which I think I've covered at least one of those before. This one I've never heard of. See Bonnie there, faster than the speed of night. See what I did there on her trusty metallic steed there. Who's this by? Hugh Barron. You're never sure whether these are even real names when they're, I'm imagining it's going to be, a transposition of your usual biker novel to a lady protagonist, and she'll probably be a bit bigger. I imagine she's a bigger ass kicker than the men. Bonnie came from a respectable, well-to-do home, and was she ever bored? Her flesh cried out for the thrills of danger, speed, punishment. Okay, she abandoned herself to their rituals, the stink of death. Blah blah. Okay. I might report back on this. I'm not taking it out of his wrapping yet, but anyway, youth cult. Of course, the boot boy lit is never far from the menu. Now this one, the sequel. I believe it's the sequel to. There it is on the back. Skinhead. This one, um, there's a documentary about Richard Allen or James Moffat, and it's funny this should come up because I did have something in mind related to him for a video I'm planning to do next. So I won't rattle on too much about this. I mean, this one reads, he was reputed to being able to just sit there and rattle off about 90,000 words and not revise them, and just that would be it. No revisions, no, and off it would go to the publisher. It does read that way. It does read like he never fucking looked at it twice. Honest. But I'll say one thing for this. You can read them. I mean, what was it? Sunday I picked this up. I'm about 2/3 of the way through, just for casual, But more on Richard Allen from me soon. Anyway, last. I was dimly aware there was a novel of this. It's not often I've seen it pop up, but it's a reasonable price. I think I paid about a tenner for this. The novelisation of RoboCop, which of course I saw on rented VHS back then, whatever year that would have been, 87 or 88, around that time. It's a long time since I've seen the film, so I'm not sure how well it holds up in retrospect. But I remember enjoying it at the time, and of course it has, I believe, Dan Hurley of Halloween 3 fame is the silver-haired villain in it, a job he seemed aptly suited for. So I'd be interested to see Ed. I don't pronounce that surname. Ed Naha, based on the screenplay. So, but yeah, I think I only paid about a tenner, so not a bad find. So yes, I'll keep. Yeah, I said I was going to keep it brief. I will keep it brief. More from me soon. But yes, if you get the chance, if you keep an eye for the Bloomsbury Ephemera Fair, etc. fairs. Seems to be the etc. fairs, the logo there seem to be the people behind them. So always worthwhile. There's a couple of quid to get in, £3 or something like that. But there's always something of interest. So anyway, that's me. Till next time. Thank you. Goodbye.